Fairy Tail 504 is here. It is epic. Things are gonna get crazier by the looks of things. There's more setup happening in the battlefield, but mainly what we're looking forward to this whole time ever since chapter 1 whatever, way in the beginning when we first saw Natsu and Gray butt heads to each other, we're gonna see a fight between them. So from the get-go we see these two just beginning to butt heads. I mean, we see them talking to each other. Gray's trying to talk to Natsu, but Natsu ain't having any of that. He's becoming more and more engulfed by E&D by the second as he continues to have this fixation against Zeref that he has to destroy Zeref and kill Zeref. It's been so long since this battle has been waiting and people wanting it to happen, and it's finally happening. And on the opposite front, we got Gray. He has made it his mission to destroy E&D. He's looking E&D in the face, and the tension between them is just greater than ever before. And the tension just rises further and further along as we continue to read along this chapter. We see the conflicting emotions inside both of them, because we know Gray thinks that Juvia is dead, and that's the main reason why his freaking demon Ice Slayer magic has developed as far as it has now. We have Natsu, and we see that little flashback to when he first awoke in his E&D. He saw Lucy on the floor, and he's tearing up, he's angry, she's not moving, and he's freaking furious right now. E&D mode, he takes off, he's on for Zeref. So now they're angry for their fallen comrades, and it's just become a shitstorm right now. We see the first few punches thrown into the fight, and honestly I felt like we didn't get as much fight as we wanted to, but it's just the beginning. It hasn't stopped, it's still ongoing. We see the giant pulse that it gave off when these two hit each other's knuckles head to head, and I am looking forward to hopefully next week's chapter. Hopefully we get more development to the fight. We see more of these guys rip into each other, tear each other a new one. And we know their bonds are pretty much gone out the door. Gray says he has to kill Natsu. Natsu is going to plow through anyone as long as they're in the way of him getting to Zeref. It's getting pretty crazy right now. And we didn't get to see as much of the fight as we were hoping to see, but it was just enough to keep us tame. And with that happening, we get pushed to Lucy and the gang again. Probably just checking out Brandish, amazed that her wounds aren't that deep. Brandish going on, these wounds aren't nothing compared to what we're feeling right now. The fear's all, she's kind of going emo mode right here. And of course Lucy comes in and gives her a little side of the thing on the fear deal that Brandish is feeling. And hey, that just makes us human. And as long as we feel fear and we know we're still fighting and we haven't given up yet, that kind of thing, you know, fairy tale. But in the words of a little green alien, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. Where I'm going with that, right now, there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of hate between Gray and Natsu. Where am I going with that? I don't know. So that aside, we get a little more setup on the battlefield side of things. We see Mavis return back to Fairy Tail, like we saw a few chapters back. And right now, Eileen's just like fixated on finding Mavis. She releases that giant great eyeball in the sky again, just like trying to look for her. And we see everyone's freaking out like, what the hell is that? I have never seen that before. And of course, we see Mavis give her a little giant projection up in the sky as well of her giant body, giving a quick motivational speech, you know, boosting up the morale. And the fight's going to continue on. Another thing I saw in this chapter was we see Makarov, he's still fighting, he's old, he's grasping his heart. He's been in this battle a little longer than he should have, but I feel like amidst this battle, if he unleashed Fairy Law, he could have gotten rid of a bunch of the small fries just instantly, leave room for only maybe the higher ranked Sprig and 12, maybe they could have their own shield or some bullshit like that, but that's just my thought. Eileen still has her fixation towards Mavis for pulling the wool over her eyes, and she's like, I'm gonna drop you into a pit of despair kind of deal. Chapter title for next week has got me a little on edge. I mean, it says trump card. I mean, that could go either way, either or. For Fairy Tail, for Alvarez. I mean, Eileen could pull something over her eyes, Mavis could pull something over her eyes. It's just, it's up in the air right now. So this chapter was pretty freaking sweet. This is a good setup chapter. We started the fight between Natsu and Gray. That epicness that's gonna go down. Hoping to see them rip into each other next week. We see Lucy get up and give her a little speech and go look out for Natsu. Maybe interfere with the fight. I swear to God, if she pulls a Sakura on us, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. We got more progression on the battlefield side. Ishgal versus the Alvarez. These setup chapters, just... they're really making up for that travesty about 4 chapters ago, but I'm gonna leave it in the past now. I'm just gonna leave it in the past. These chapters make up for it. So just let me know what you think in the comments below, and this is Nijaskura signing out. Later.